This is Audrey Sussman from the Anxiety Control Center, and today we're looking at how to break the anxiety habit in 4 steps. If you wish that you could stop your thoughts that trigger anxiety, worry, and panic, this 4-step process will give you the beginning steps that you could put to use right away. There are a number of different parts that are needed to getting free, totally free of anxiety and panic. But this is a good first start, and it's a powerful change method for any habit. So the first step, the final step actually, would be clearing out the deep roots, the old traumas, the stuffed emotions. But this is a beginning step. So what you want to do to break the anxiety habit, I'm going to use my client Carly as an example. Carly has already cleaned out a lot of the old programs that run inside that created anxiety and worry and panic. And when she got to the end of her panic classes with me, she wasn't having panic attacks anymore. But there were still the thoughts, which she called the anxiety habit. And she was one of these great people who would say, Audrey, I know I don't have the panic anymore, but I want to get rid of every single part. So we began to work on the habit of anxiety. And this is today what you'll be hearing is the steps for getting rid of the anxiety habit. And I'll call this the first template. So the first step is when you feel anxiety, the thought of anxiety, or if you feel something in your body that's causing distress. Stop, take a breath, and just for a moment, instead of running away from the feeling, think about what is going on in the present moment that might be causing you some distress. And this is just the beginning. You're looking at right now, and you're going back maybe 5 or 6 minutes to when the anxiety first hit. And you're writing down what thoughts, feelings, or images you were having right before the anxiety or worry or panic hit. Step 2 is actually to write down what you really would like to feel like. So we know what the problem state is, having anxiety. We're now writing down where the desired state is. What is the goal? What do you want to feel like, be like? And then the third step is create an image of what you'll be doing when you reach that desired state. So actually create an image as if the obstacles to having that desired state were already gone. So this is the first part 1 of the template. So Carly, she called me and she was like, okay, we need to get rid of this habit. This is just habit. It doesn't feel like panic, but it really still bugging me a lot. She already fixed the triggers, but something was still triggering the habit. So what we did is she stopped. I said, okay, Carly, I want you to just take a moment. What was going on right before the anxiety hit? And she brought up about 3 or 4 different times, and I said, let's just pick one, because if you try to work on all of them, they're all different. Just pick one time that you feel like you have the anxiety habit. And for her, the one she started with was she wakes up in the morning and she's feeling calm, and that is a whole new experience. But a few hours later, as soon as she's getting ready to get dressed, there comes that anxiety. So to use this method, the first step was, let's uncover the patterns that are triggering the anxiety habit. So she thought back to that morning, right before the anxiety hit, and then she began to list any judgments she had about it, any thoughts that were coming up. And as she wrote things down, what came to mind is that she had a thought that she was actually kind of thinking, wow, I'm feeling calm. She was actually waiting for the anxiety to hit. And a few seconds after she was waiting for the anxiety to hit, it seemed like, out of the blue, a heavy, tense feeling would overtake her. So in this particular situation, we use that heavy, tense feeling to go deeper, to figure out what's this really about. So again, she focused in on her body. And she noticed where she was holding that heavy, tense feeling. For her, it felt like her heart was pounding. It almost, and then in her mind, there was a lot of upset that the anxiety came back again. So she was giving herself some negative stories about why she had anxiety, instead of just being curious and going, I wonder what this anxiety is about. She was giving herself answers that were making her feel even worse. In part 2, we'll talk about what to do to get underneath to the true root of panic.